So I myself am an obstetrician. I was trained to deliver babies and do C-sections, and it really never occurred to me that in so many parts of the world, buried within those statistics of 1.6 billion without electricity, are all the hospitals and clinics that are trying to serve patients that do not have electricity. And so when I went several years ago to Nigeria to study what was going on, I realized that women were literally giving birth in the dark, or women were being burned by candles during deliveries, or C-sections were conducted and lights would literally go out. And women and infants were dying from something that was so basic as reliable electricity in a hospital, something that you wouldn't imagine in most of the countries from which we come. Linkin Park has been an incredible support. They've recognized that women and infants deserve to be delivered in light, that you cannot treat what you can't see, and that light, and especially sustainable powered light, is equal to life in these situations. And they're so committed to this that they've actually made a commitment to try and raise funds to light up 100 clinics in Uganda using what we've created, which is called a solar suitcase. It's a yellow box, and inside of it are solar panels.
Can I turn it over?
Sure. So it's a box that has solar panels, and one of the things that we put inside of it, so you can, I think, so it's solar panels, and it's basically a complete solar electric system that's easy to use, that can be installed within minutes, and it provides light that can be lighting up operations and deliveries. It has charging for phones. It has monitors so that midwives can listen to babies' heartbeats. And it's being used now in 170 clinics around the world and hospitals.
How much it costs, each suitcase?
Each suitcase costs about $1,500 and includes lights and headlamps and rechargeable batteries and phone equipment. And these lights we've actually designed from working in Africa. They just won't even break. They're going to last for 20 years because we're putting them in such remote places that once they get there, we want to know that they're going to be working for many years to come.
But you're using this in Africa only for hospitals, and other people can have this at home, or how do you deal, and who can have it, and who can the access for the suitcase?
So we're a nonprofit, and the donations that are going to be coming into us via the Power of the World program will all go to support maternal health clinics. But certainly there are lots of other reasons that people might want to use these, and we have put them also in other humanitarian places such as schools and orphanages. So people can apply for those, but our fundraising is specifically to try and light up childbirth.
Dave and Mike, listen to this here from Rio, and Laura is speaking about this. What is the feeling about from the US, from the huge community of fans that you have, that you can change lives of babies that are newborns in Africa?
You know, it really is an amazing opportunity. I sincerely believe in the power of numbers, and for us, having access to people like Laura who are so passionate about what they're doing, and at the same time having access to our fan base that are so passionate about music, and in a lot of cases very passionate about getting involved with Music for Relief. It's a wonderful thing to be able to kind of introduce the two sides to one another. And I've always believed, at least for me growing up, that a lot of times I did want to be involved. I did want to try and make a difference, but I didn't necessarily know how. And in this case, there's such a myriad of ways that you can become plugged in. It doesn't necessarily only hinge upon a financial commitment. Like we talked about earlier, there's the opportunity to go to poweroftheworld.org and just express yourself with signing the online pledge, saying that you care about it. That's a huge thing these days with social media. It's a huge thing in moving agendas forward. And then if you do have the means and the abilities to donate to something like the solar suitcase, or in addition, we had a project going in Haiti as well, which was even at a cheaper price point to provide a solar light, then that's great as well. But the point being, I really do sincerely believe in the music community especially. There's tons of people who are looking to get involved, who want to make a difference, who want to know and want to partner around people who are passionate about helping others. There's things that can be done, and there's a ton of different ways that you can do it.
You've been discussing the whole day here about the social networks and how it is helping to change the world or put people together in the same discussion. Linkin Park was formed before Twitter or Facebook exists. So but the band, I think, you always had a kind of mobilization on issues with social impact before the birth of this networking. So how do you feel the difference now that you're still working in these social impact issues, but now you can use the power of the social networks?
Well, we kind of came of age at a time when all of that stuff was in transition, as you said. And just to put it in perspective, you know, our first demos, before our first album came out, we were putting our demos out on cassette. And when we'd play a show and have people sign up for the mailing list, they were signing up with their physical address, expecting to be mailed a letter or stickers or something like that, because nobody was really using email yet. We chose the name Linkin Park because we wanted the .com because Google wasn't established yet. So to have kind of developed from that point to where we're at now, where the band has such a substantial community on Facebook, we have such a great opportunity to have open dialogue with fans on Twitter, and even doing what we're doing right now, spreading the word about things that are really important to us and clearly important to a lot of the fans in this forum, talking to you guys in Rio, that being watched by people all around the world. You know, we just look for every opportunity we can to keep our community together and have, you know, spread the ideas around about these things that we all, you know, find important or exciting.
I was Whitney here that runs Music for Relief, that for the one who don't know, I think is the NGO of the guys that, so we have projects like We Care Solar is under the project of Power the World, that is a project inside Music for Relief. How you and Linkin Park choose projects around the world? Why you get connected to We Care Solar? How do you deal with the next step, or who you're gonna support?
Absolutely. Well, Power the World is really fantastic. I wanted to just add to what Mike was saying, because we're encouraging everybody to get involved, no matter how much you know about this issue, no matter how involved you already are in sustainable development or not. You can go to powertheworld.org. You can become more educated about the issue. If you're already educated about the issue, you can share the information with people you know, with your friends. You can use Twitter. You can use Facebook. Just like Rio+Social is demonstrating, those are powerful tools. They're powerful for engaging other people you know in this very, very critical issue. And you can also make a donation to Power the World to help support We Care Solar and to pack a solar suitcase. And we, you know, the reason that Power the World got connected with We Care Solar and Laura and the fantastic solar suitcase is because we want to demonstrate that there are solutions. This is an enormous challenge. There's 1.3 billion people without electricity. You've heard that number, and it's overwhelming. But there are solutions, they exist, and there is something that we can do about it, whether it's signing the pledge, sharing the videos on powertheworld.org to let more people know how critical this issue is, or making a donation.
Very nice. And Mike and Dave, thank you. And Mike and Dave, after light bulbs in Haiti or solar lighting suitcase in Africa, where in the world do you want to focus your efforts next?
We are, as you said, we're currently focused in Uganda. The next area of focus will probably be Asia. As information about that comes up, we will of course put it on powertheworld.org. For everybody watching, I would say go and visit Power the World right now and check out the video that we've got there. It's a story about a young girl named Imani, and it's just like, for me, it was one of the most moving stories related to this project. I mean, it's just something that is so, it kind of tells what it's all about. Watch that and tell your friends, and for, you know, if it's not about just going over there and signing the petition. It's about, get 50 other people to sign it. It's just clicking through and putting your name down, and I think that if everybody watching could get 50, 100 people, I mean, this is really something that is easy to do, and it's just a matter of spreading the word.
And guys, I'm a TV host here in Brazil, down here, and be traveling around all this country, and we need lots of helps and lights for social problems that we have all over. Do you have any plans for Brazil?
As far as music for relief, or as far as playing there?
Besides music, do you have any social projects that you can support in Brazil?
We don't have anything immediately on the radar regarding Power of the World, but as I said, when we have, I think our focus with something like Music for Relief and Power of the World has always been to take on projects that we know we can make a difference. We handle them. We don't try and take on 10 things and spend a tenth of the time in each of them. We try and take on one at a time and make a substantial difference with each one. So if we find an issue there that we think we can make a difference, then that'll be next on the radar. But as I said, poweroftheworld.org is where all the information really is.
And the Brazilian fans on Twitter, on Facebook, during the all day that know you guys are going to be connected here, Lincoln, are asking if you have plans to come to play in Brazil in the next months or this year. There any plans to play down here?
That's shocking.
Mike and I are both on Twitter, and we definitely hear plenty of the Brazilian requests to come play there.
They're very vocal.
So it is on our radar, and it will happen in the near future.
I hope so. Now we're gonna.
It could be 5 years.
So guys,
probably for like a couple months.
I know, guys, you pre-record a special performance for Rio+Social. Can you tell us about it before we listen to you?
Yes. There's a couple. I believe you're going to see a couple new songs, a couple old songs. But one of the really cool things that's unique about this video that you'll see and notice is that all the lighting you see are the solar-powered lighting that we were doing and using and working with in a project we did in Haiti. So it kind of creates a different look. And those lights kind of came out of a trip. I was able to go down and kind of see how difficult it was in some of the displaced person villages without lighting, and how much of a difference the big solar-powered lightings that they put in there made in order for women and children to be able to go to the bathrooms at night, for kids to be able to play and study under them in the evenings, and really saw how cool it could be to use solar power in areas that didn't have access to electricity. So started that solar power project for the little lights, and you'll see them in a completely different usage here for a performance of a couple songs.
Okay, so let's take a look and we come back in a few minutes. Let's watch the performance of Linkin Park special for Rio+Social, please.